The exterior of a beige home with a white garage door and brick trim. Inside, Chad and Kaylie assemble a piece of furniture.
Maybe? No,
The home is decorated with family photos.
This end pieces.
one of those is the middle pieces.
Chad and Kaylie sit on the floor together with pieces spread out in front of them.
It's this one.
Yeah.
Alright, so you want to do one of these? Let's do this one.
He taps on the board closest to him.
We did the one that's in my room. It only took us like, what, 3 months, 4 months?
Yeah, about.
Getting a couple things done every other weekend.
Alright, and here's this one.
On there.
Kaylie places a screw into a hole and Chad lines up his screwdriver. St. Louis City fan.
Chad William Dillon. I'm 47 years old and I own a small business. Yeah, so I worked for the Boy Scouts until 2012. I'd moved around for them. I ended up in Peoria, Illinois. That's where I was married, had 2 children, and my vision was starting to get worse. I knew that I had retinitis pigmentosa. I knew that my vision was starting to decline, so it was important for me to get my family back into a kind of an urban area, a place where I could continue to work and continue to thrive. I knew that St. Louis was a good spot. I'd already lived here. My daughter's family's from here, so there's public transportation. So got the family back here around 2016, 2017. And that's about the time my vision really started to get worse. So I, was working in property management. Vision became a problem. Found out I was qualified for disability, or I was legally blind. So started down the path that I'm on now, where I'm kind of running my business. And I'm no longer married. My ex-wife and I are divorced, but we have 2 kids together. So we co-parents and do all that fun stuff. Raising our daughters are 16 and 12 right now. Yeah, so I have a good friend of mine on my b-ball team, Richie Crussell, who has season tickets with his family in the supporter section. So I'd already been to a game, so I got tickets for my daughters to go, Quinn and Kaylie, and he said, well, come early with us and get in line early with us, and if you get in line early with us, we can get down up close. And so that's what we did. We met them there. You have to get there like 2 hours early, and you race in there to get your seats. And we were very close to them. They were like 1 row closer to us. They were in the first row. We were the next section over in the second row. And there was, I remember the thing that the guys stand in, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And then obviously everybody comes in with the flags and the drums, and my daughters are like, we're in the middle of it. Like, we were straight up in the middle of it, and the guys with the bullhorns and the face masks are in front of us, and all the flags are around us, and everybody's going nuts the whole game. And she's not here, but my daughter's a teenager. She doesn't let you see her smile. And I remember I looked over and I saw her. She was kind of singing along with one of the songs and chants, and Kaylie was too. Kaylie will do that stuff anyways, but to see Quinn, my oldest, kind of get into it, like, you can't not be into it when you're standing in the middle of that group of people and the drums are going, everybody's singing. And thankfully they sing every song like 20 times, so you can learn it pretty quickly. But it's just cool. I mean, it's a vibe, right? You can't help but feel it when you're over there.
An aerial view of the rectangular open-air Energizer Park. Inside, the red and navy seats are empty and a large screen flashes the City SC logo. Interviews inside high above the pitch.
My name is Ken Early, and I'm the Director of Community Relations here at St. Louis City SC. I mean, the club's mission is to be an exceptional club and neighbor, right? And that, for us, means for everyone who walks through our gates, right, they want to have an exceptional experience, and we want them to have an exceptional experience. So as far as accessibility goes, it's important to us to ensure that as many fans as possible can have an amazing, exceptional experience. And so we work with awesome partners like MindsEye, of course, to do audio descriptions for blind and visually impaired fans, but you'll also see ASL signers from Deaf Inc. that also do closed captioning, so that if you're deaf or hard of hearing, you can follow along with the game. So that's really what this is about, is that no matter what you come in with, no matter your abilities or your differences, that you can enjoy the beautiful game.
Jason Frazier, President, CEO of MindsEye Radio. So core mission is we try to build a more inclusive community for those who are blind or visually impaired here in our region, and sometimes throughout, by translating vision into audio.
So we start with the basis of regular audio description training. We talk a lot about action verbs. That's the biggest part of audio description is action verbs. So we start with the basis And we start with why we're doing audio description, who is listening to the audio description and what they want to hear and what makes the most sense. And then we expand that out to sports. The thing that we got the most feedback on, the first match and many matches after that, was the description of the unfurling of the TIFO, which was just something that, for me, coming from a theater background, that is like the set. You have to set this up, and then these are the costumes in the set. So we had done some research. We knew when it was going to happen, and we knew it was going to be an exciting moment, but we didn't expect so much feedback on how exciting it was to be part of that moment, because it was absolutely electric in here the moment that everyone was seeing it for the first time. And so the reaction was, we also felt like we were seeing it for the first time.
Magan Harms, MindsEye's director of audio description. The gateway arch in the distance through the open corner of the building.
Yeah, my full name is Emmanuel John, and I'm the US country manager for Touch2See. So we obviously started to look at all the different teams in MLS, and started to look at what everyone is already doing, and it was clear from the beginning that St. Louis was the team the most active on the accessibility program, with the plethora of service already available, and so that was just a perfect complementary product. Yeah, I brought you a tablet so we can go through it. Really simple. It's an iPad-style tablet, and so you have a cursor on the tablet, and then you have a representation of the field, indented lines, so that deficiency visually impaired people can actually touch and see where the movements of the ball are during the game. So the tracking system, the magnetic tracker, keeps moving and following the movement of the ball. And then we have a second layer of vibrations, so if it's a pass, if it's a shot, and the third layer is with the audio descriptive feed. And those three layers allows you to have a full experience.
Chad at home.
It was pretty neat because you're listening to what's happening, you can feel what's happening. You're getting basically two different sensory inputs versus one to know what's going on. So it's just double the information. It makes it that much more, like I said earlier, it feels like you're that much more into the game. I don't want to go back. It's like I need one for the Cardinals, and I need one for the Battlehawks, and I need one for all the sports, right? Because it's that cool. It really ties everything together and helps me really fully appreciate what's happening on the field.
Kaylie.
The goal was really fun because we all got to experience it at the same time instead of just a little after it happened, and just spending it together, knowing that he knew everything at the exact time that everybody else knew.
I get to do a lot of cool things, through my relationships and partnerships because of my vision loss, but I don't get to do all of those things, or even most of them, with my kids. So having Kaylie with me while I got to experience something brand new, and she got to experience that with me, that was pretty cool. There's not too many times that she gets to do things with me that's the first like that. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it really showed how much that we can bond even more over experiencing new things that other people all around the world experience, but being the first people in North America to experience it together. I think that really brought us closer.
That was good. That's a good answer. Yeah. She's kicking me down here. No, it's Kaylie and I, that finding things to bond over has not been an issue for us. That's it just, again, like I said earlier, it's if you're going to create a memory, create one that's going to last. And I don't know that either one of us will ever forget the opportunity to try out that device, and knowing that we're the first ones in the United States to do that. And yeah, it was pretty cool. We had a good time, and I think it's awesome to see her become a fan of City SC. Because I've been to 4 or 5 games now, and it's hard not to fall in love with it. And I just want to show appreciation to the club and to MindsEye Radio and everyone who helped make that night possible. And every experience I've had in the stadium, Energizer Park, has been great as far as getting around. Like Kaylie and I, we went to one of the places to get some drinks and food, and it was so convenient, easy, and tap my card or whatever. So not being able to see very well and having my daughter, try to guide us around, it just, that's a lot of pressure for a kid too. So everything just being conveniently set up and have to show a lot of respect to the folks that are in charge and make that stuff happen, to make it so accommodating for folks like myself is pretty cool.
Blue and yellow block text over a city red background. St. Louis City SC.